Today, the time has finally come. Meet the newest OPPO flagship, the Find X8. Specifically, we'll be looking at the base version of the Find X8 series. There is also the Find X8 Pro, but there's no word yet on when or whether it will be launched here. This being the first time the Find X series has been officially launched in the country, we were very excited to try it out. The X7 Ultra did leave a great impression, but we're curious how this new model stands up. Design and construction. Let's start with the design of the OPPO Find X8. It's not as big as the Find X7 Ultra we got to try out earlier this year. Instead, its size is similar to that of flagship models from other brands. It only measures 7.85 millimeters thick and weighs 193 grams, which is slim and light considering everything it's packing. With that, it's a lot easier to hold, and it's also not that bulky in my pocket. In terms of styling, it adopts the same design cue as its predecessor, with a large circular camera island at the top center of the back panel with a blacked-out housing. It's here where you'll find the triple camera system and the Hasselblad branding, which we will discuss later in the camera segment. The LED flash is located in the upper left corner, and there's also a small ring around the island to add style to the phone. But aside from that, the rest of the glass back panel is kept clean. The only other detail worth mentioning is the OPPO logo at the bottom center of the phone. There's no doubt that the phone feels very premium too. The back panel is made of glass, while the frame is made of aluminum. Display, multimedia, and biometrics flip the phone over. And you're greeted by a 6.59-inch display that uses an AMOLED panel with very thin borders all around. Unfortunately, it's not an LTPO panel. That's reserved for the Find X8 Pro, but it's still a great screen nonetheless. You have great viewing angles from all around, and the colors are very rich. When you're watching a dark movie, the blacks are quite deep too, since the phone supports HDR10+, and even Dolby Vision. Binge-watching all kinds of movies, series, and videos was definitely enjoyable. Cameras moving on, we have one of the most impressive aspects of the OPPO Find X8, the cameras. This being the base Find X8, it only comes with a triple rear camera system, whereas the Find X8 Pro comes with Pro. Still, that doesn't mean it's down in terms of image and video quality. The Find X8's rear cameras are highlighted by a 50-megapixel main shooter paired with a 50-megapixel periscope telephoto, both of which come with phase detection autofocus and optical image stabilization, or OIS. Lastly, there's a 50-megapixel ultra-wide with a 120-degree field of view, and also comes with phase detection autofocus. Of course, there's also Hasselblad tuning in the mix, giving you a very capable set of cameras. For selfies, there's a 32-megapixel front shooter. Given how capable the cameras are, I had no doubts that the images would come out amazing, and after using the phone for a while, they definitely did not disappoint. The colors are very accurate, and they give off a natural look similar to what your eyes would see. OS, apps, and UI. Moving on to the software side of things, I expected the OPPO Find X8 to run on Android 14 as with most smartphones today, but that isn't the case. Instead, it runs on the new Android 15 skinned with ColorOS 15. Performance and benchmarks. Under the hood, the OPPO Find X8 is powered by a MediaTek Dimensity 940, which is one of the most capable chipsets on the market today. Depending on the unit, it can be had with up to 16 gigabytes of RAM and even up to 1 terabyte of storage. It's very fast UFS 4.0 storage too, making it great for loading heavy apps or even games. Battery and connectivity. Powering the OPPO Find X8 is a larger than usual 5,630 mAh battery pack. If you're wondering how they managed to squeeze that big of a battery into the slim phone, the OPPO used the newer SiCa or silicon carbon battery instead of the traditional lithium-ion pack. Thanks to this new battery and larger size, the Find X8 managed to last quite a long time. Using PC Mark's Work 3.0 battery test, it lasted 14 hours and 48 minutes. Mind you, this test was done with the volume at 0, 50% brightness, and in airplane mode. Honestly, I expected it to last longer given the larger battery size, but it's still a decent score nonetheless. Overall, the Find X8 is the amazing flagship we expected from OPPO. It's not perfect with the heating issues, the average battery life, and the minimal AI functions, but everything else worked great. However, the question remains, how much does this phone cost given everything it offers? So what do you think about the OPPO Find X8? Is it a phone you'd consider buying this upcoming holiday season? Share your thoughts in the comments below, like what you just watched. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for engaging articles, exclusive content, and the latest updates.